What's good, everybody? Hope y'all doing well. Unless y'all been living under a rock, you've probably seen over the last few days that the Drake and Kendrick beef has been heating up. And so I thought to myself, let me try to make a West Coast diss track type of beat for Kendrick. So I felt kind of inspired by Kendrick's track, Not Like Us, and I want to make a beat that's kind of similar to that with that sampled West Coast type of bounce. So in this video, I'm just going to be cooking something up similar to that. And with all that being said, let's just jump right into it. I've got my session of FL Studio open, and I've got the sample from my boys Elementary Beats and Pirate One Pirate right here. Yeah, before I do anything, I'm just going to play y'all the sample by itself. So that's kind of the basic gist of it, and then there's like a little switch up part right here. It's pretty much the same thing, just with a different bass note, and then there's this little alternate part over here that incorporates some different melody elements. So I'm primarily just going to be using this chop and this one right here, because I just want that one bass note. So before I do anything else, I want to make sure that this sample is the same tempo that I want it to be. So right here it's labeled at 132 beats per minute. So my project tempo is set at 132. And so what I'm going to do is go to the slice tool right here, and I'm going to go and slice out this little section here. So I'm going to go cut out this, and I'll bring these two sections here. Since we want that West Coast type of bounce, we want tempos between like 90 and 105 beats per minute, but this is currently in 132, so that's not really going to work. And if I stretch these and move it down to 90, it's going to be too slow. It's not going to have that bounce to it. So the way I'm going to fix this is divide the tempo by 2. So currently it's 132 beats per minute. So dividing it by 2, we would get 66 beats per minute. So I'm going to go up to the top here, right click on the tempo, hit type in value, and then put in 66 and hit enter. Now you can see all the clips are exactly 1/2 the length. So now what I'm going to do is double click on this and change the mode to stretch. And this is what we got right now. And of course it's going to sound exactly the same because it's just exactly half the tempo and we haven't done anything to it yet. I'm going to go back to the audio menu and change it back from stretch to resample. And now I'm going to turn on the metronome and just increase this until I get a tempo that I like or a pitch that I like. Alright, so I'm liking this higher 90s range, like 96, 97. Now that I have a pitch in mind, I'm going to change the mode from resample to stretch, and then just keep playing with this pitch knob so it's close to about what we have now. I'm actually going to drop it another half step. Alright, I'm rocking with this right here. So now I'm just going to select these 4 measures. So before I do anything else, I'm going to route this to a mixer track using Control L. And I'm going to start by putting down an EQ. So I'm going to roll off the lows and take some of the highs out. Probably something like this, just so we have some room for the 808s and the drum sounds. Next, I'm open up some RC20. I already made a couple adjustments. All I did is I turned off the noise, wobble, and all that. And the only thing I'm gonna keep is the distortion, magnetic, and this little high cut here. It's pretty subtle, so honestly, it's not that important. For the most part, we got our melody out the way, so let's just start adding our drums. For starters, I got this 808. It's kind of like a spins 808, and I just turned the boost up a little bit and turned the out knob, so it's kind of the shorter sound. And then go into the envelope, I turned all these off, put the hold all the way up. And pretty much for the rest of my drum sounds, I think I'm just going to be using my resonance kit. If you want these specific sounds, it'll be the first link in the description. I'm going to go to the claps and just pick one of these out. Get this one right here. And now for the hats, I probably want something that's a little more choppy. Pick something up like this. Next, I'm going to get a kick. I'm going to get this one. And for the rest of my drum sounds, I think I'm probably just going to pick up some perks. I'll get this little zap right here. I'll get the snap too. So we have our drum sounds picked out. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to start off with is the clap. Put it down on the 2nd and 4th beats of each measure. Just duplicate that for the whole 4 measure clip. And then now I'm just going to fill out the hi-hats a little bit. All right, so something kind of like this is my basic foundation. Got a little bit of that West Coast bounce with that first triplet right there. And now I'm just gonna copy this over. And I think I'll just go back and add some rolls because I want to add all my perks and stuff and then see what I have room for. Now I'm going to put down my kick. And now I'm going to go through and add a little zap. Now I'm going to go through with a snap and place it kind of similar to how I would with a snare on a trap beat. Now I'm going to go to the 808 and just pencil in what I got on my mind. So the original key of this sample is G minor, and in the audio clip menu I put it up by 500 cents. If I go to the piano roll and count that up, so we had G and count it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are now in C minor. And I'm also going to add a little switch up on the 808 just so it doesn't get too stale. Alright, this is cool. The only thing that I want to do, put the pitch up by 1/2 step, just because I'm getting kind of bored of hearing it at that same pitch. I want to do a couple things. First thing I want to do is drop my tag in. Next thing I want to do is add in a little record scratch. Alright, so I'm going to open up the one I got in the resonance kit. Now I got my little lead in with these record scratches and probably do something like this. Last thing I want to do though is make a couple chops right here. So probably what I'm going to do is do something like this, just like kind of cut it out a little bit. You know, just add a little more bounce to it. Probably make like another chop right here, or probably at the end of this one. And the drums sound a little bit empty, so I'm just gonna go in, throw in probably like one hi-hat roll right here. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Quick note for the snap to grid. If you want to make rolls in halftime speeds, you want to use a different snapping. So for example, if I'm using 1/2 step at like 160 beats per minute, if I'm making the same beat in 80 beats per minute, I'm going to need to use a 1/4 step roll to get the same effect. And same thing goes for the 1/3 step. If I'm using 1/3 step at a higher tempo, if I'm using something between like 60 and 100 beats per minute, I'm going to have to use the 1/6 step snap to grid. I kind of want to put glass breaking, putting that sound effect in. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this one. Right after this, I'll play the finished beat. I wanted to do something a little different, something that was kind of fun, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. And thank you for all the support so far, and that's going to do it for me, so I'll see you on the next video.
Roll up, Tess.